Now, the ANC says the Fifth National General Council stands as a moment of renewal, rebuilding and recommitment. That it is also a reaffirmation that the party must remain the most effective instrument of the people to achieve the vision of the Freedom Charter and advance the transformation of South African society. To talk more about this week's ANC NGC programme and its significance, we've got Sakina at the gathering, and she's joined by the ANC National Spokesperson, Mahlengi Bhengu. Sakina, good morning.
Well, good morning once more, Leanne, and welcome to Birchwood. And this, of course, as we count down, we literally down to minutes now before the Fifth National General Council of the African National Congress kicks off here at the Birchwood Conference Centre. And I am joined, as you rightly point out, by the National Spokesperson of the ANC, Mahlengi Bhengu. Thanks so much for coming through. And beyond internal review, what does the ANC seek to communicate through this NGC?
Well, you know, Sakina, thank you for having us. We are coming from a strong review of the performance of local government. This is just but one of the exogenous factors to this NGC. And as you correctly point out, quite apart from the internal review, state of organization and all of that. But we are coming out of a process where we've taken strong decisions to really fix local government. Adopted an action plan that is aimed at helping us to fix local government. Why are we fixing local government? It's because it is at the coal face of service delivery. It is at the coal face of meeting the basic needs of our people. And so where the ANC governs, it cannot be correct that there is sewer that's flowing. There is, refuse that is not being collected. These are just but one example. The second one that is external to the internal matters is the state of the economy. Again, we're coming out of a very protracted process of reviewing our economic policy and all the subsets of that policy, and also triggering actions where we know that we can actually, if you like, recover quickly in as far as turning the economy around. And I think we've seen it in the past 2 or 3 weeks, signals that there are things that are shifting in as far as the economy is concerned. So we have this 10-point action plan to accelerate the improvements in the economy. We have this action plan that's looking at how do we diversify our trade, including our trading partners, in the spirit of multilateralism. We have this action plan that is looking at what do we do with the state of SMMEs in South Africa, and also what do we do with promoting local economic development in the context of a local government model, because you can't have an effective local government that doesn't have a strategy for local economic development. Those are just some of the examples. Then, of course, we've got issues around energy security that are contained in that action plan. You've got issues about water security that are contained in that action plan, because without water security, business is constrained, and therefore it has sort of a multiplier effect, or a knock-on effect on a whole lot of other things that we should be doing to ensure that our economy is turned around. That is the second point I wanted to speak to, which is the economy. Then there's a third issue, which is, of course, governance in South Africa overall, not just local government. Looking at the state of governance and looking at the performance of government, looking at the performance of parliament, including particularly the work of the ANC Parliamentary Caucus, looking at the state of the judiciary, particularly in the wake of the appointment and the setting up of the Mahlengi Commission by the President, which has really unearthed a lot of things that we have to be worried about as a party that still, at our 40%, remains the majority party in South Africa. So governance is going to be featuring very strongly. The fourth issue that I want to highlight is focus on crime and combating crime and fighting corruption. Again, I'm referencing the Mahlengi Commission and many other interventions, such as the work of the SIU, the Hawks, and all of those criminal justice system participants and actors. Clearly, we must walk away with a much more stronger, focused intervention to fight corruption, because the work that we have started doing as the African National Congress, which is often lost to society, is that all of these initiatives, including the establishment of the SIU, all of these things were occasioned by the ANC-led government. The president sets up the Mahlengi Commission, knowing full well that it may very well implicate some of his comrades. But nonetheless, it is done because it's in the interest of our country. And clearly that was a well-advised decision, seeing as the amount of rot that is being unveiled. And now we must confront that rot. We're waiting for the Mahlengi Commission report, the first phase report. We would like to study it ourselves. We would want to support the president to take immediate actions where there is a need to take immediate actions based on that report.
So we've got 4 days over which all of this will be interrogated quite robustly. But perhaps for now, let's just touch on your first point, where you speak about strengthening municipalities. So according to the Auditor General's report, only 16% of our 257 municipalities obtained clean audits. That's 40 out of 257. And when you speak about practical renewal for the citizens of this country, that is what they look at, what's happening at municipal level. And the reality is, municipalities are failing in this country. Only 30% of municipalities feel that they would be able to continue sustainably, according to a survey that was conducted. How do you respond to that?
Absolutely correct. And I also just want to qualify the idea of clean audits, not to go back to where the president spoke about the Western Cape. We have municipalities that are doing a lot of work. They may not achieve clean audits at this point in this particular financial year. But following that roll call, where the ANC assembled all of its councillors in Nasrec and read out the marching orders, and in part of those marching orders speak about an accountability mechanism, a very clear one. Monthly reports are coming in, and where those are not coming in and where those are not have adverse findings, the ANC is taking action against any councillor that is undermining what was agreed to at the roll call.
Is that already happening?
It's already happening.
I'm going to engage you on that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we're out of time for this crossing, but I'm very interested in that because this would speak to the actual renewal that citizens are looking to when we talk about practical renewal that the ANC espouses. But of course, Mahlengi Bhengu is the national spokesperson of the African National Congress. We'll be engaging her and some of the other leaders of the organization throughout the next 4 days as they discuss these very pertinent issues.